whoever you are, wherever you are. Hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace. You all know what it is and what it will be. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting edition, a Halloween edition of Random Topics Tuesdays here on channel gboot2786 X, as well as channel Gavin Rishon on Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Halloweens, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about it tonight. I'm going in on something that I started to talk about on Sunday. First and foremost, smash up the. Before we get into that, I like everybody. Let's pay some dues for a minute. I need you all to hit that like, share, and subscribe button right now. We're gonna try and get 100 people up in here. We're gonna try to get 1,000 people up in here. I need you to share this hashtag Michael Jackson, hashtag Thriller, hashtag drag Billboard, because we got to go in and talk about this stuff. But I need you to hit that like, share, and subscribe button first. Next thing I need you to do, I need you to please go to if you like what you see. Now, I'm not a man that begs. I'm not begging for donations. But if you think I'm worth my time, pay me for my time, is what I ask. And it's always welcome if you would drop something in the Zelle or the Venmo or even the Cash App. Whatever you contribute, I would love to, I would be greatly appreciated. And I want to welcome people who've come in from CC to Danielle Meyer, who I know has been busy with them babies all evening. She can relax and talk to me right now. We getting it in. We are getting it in, talking about what's going on with the king of pop, still the undisputed king of pop, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Jackson. And he is the king, not just of pop, but the GOAT, greatest entertainer of all time, and the king of Halloween. I call him that because with Thriller, that is obviously the most popular Halloween song of all time. Certainly in people's top 10, top 3 songs that they can think of. And before I get into Thriller, I hope everybody's having a great Halloween, uh, having a good time with their families. I got to give a special shout out to somebody, Duke Relly. Shout out to him and the fam uh, here in New Orleans. Duke Relly put on a hell of a Halloween show yesterday, and he invited me on to do some stage time. And of course, your boy ripped it up. And I enjoyed myself. It was a great, great show. Uh, we had, they had a lot of people on there from Brandon Haynes to Nonsense, Shep Kelly. Uh, we had Troy Duchesne, Harry Landry, a whole vibe. And it was out here in New Orleans East, which gets a very bad rap. But the damn place was lit. We had people present, people, a good crowd that came and showed up, and we put on a show for them. So, uh, and I had Brandon, everybody did good. All the comedians, Keto with the Q, everybody was lit, and of course, we had a costume contest that was going on. So I got tagged in it, and I actually should have won, but I think this shit was rigged. But hold on. I thought it was rigged. I should have won, damn it. Y'all know who the best one was. I had to carry that damn chair with me everywhere. DC Paul, I can't forget I miss DC Paul. DC Paul ripped it up too, but that was the stage about that comedy. Shout out to him. Everybody, he came like Burger King. I don't call him Burger King because I don't fuck with Burger King. I would still say Five Guys. Burger King, they don't sell no biscuits in the morning out here. They run out at 9 o'clock and breakfast stop at 10:30. What the hell sense that make? But Shep Kelly was just a average Negro right there. Every black Negro, male Negro, she's a girl. Harry Landry came as Frozone from The Incredibles. He looked like a sperm. We had Troy Duchesne as Samuel Jackson's version of Shaft, or Isaac Hayes. Uh, I don't know what the hell nonsense was. He came in with a skull cap and a big plastic bat, and he had some polar bear shoes on. And DC Paul, I guess, was trying to look like the new Shaft. That's the new Shaft, the Jesse Usher Shaft. And of course, you see my man B Haynes looking like LL Fool J. So shout out to all of them. Do you wear rubber gloves to clean the bath? I don't know. Do you wear rubber gloves to take a piss? I don't know. What the hell type of question is that? But we had a great time. I actually recorded it, so I'm gonna share it I'll share it with y'all when it drops. Y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off though. I had the whole thing. Who is that, Gavin? This Derek Pearson guy asked me, "Do I wear rubber gloves to clean the bathroom?" What the fuck is that? Fuck is he asking me that for? You grab it to touch your dick? What? Let me throw the hat up. There you go. Yeah, man. Everybody was complimenting me too on uh my outfit. I was complimenting me on my costume that I had. I came as the captain, the co-captain from the Montgomery Brawl that was beating up the white that got attacked first and threw his hat in the air. So I was him, and I brought y'all can't see. Y'all saw I had if you watched on Twitter, I actually had a good chair, but I found an old beat up church chair that I brought yesterday, which I thought should have won me over for the costume contest. I surely thought I should have had it, and it was all beat up and stuff. In fact, but no, I didn't get it, unfortunately. Um, but that's okay. We all good, and I had a great time. But let me just show you all the picture here from the. It's been, I've gotten a lot of likes. Over 2.4 thousand people have commented on it, and hold on, hold on. Let me show you out. So this was the. So happy Halloween. I said I was Damian Pickett from the Montgomery Brawl. Our motto: move your boat or we move that ass. So the B1 family loves it. I came prepared. I came prepared. Woo! That one's for you, Cece. So, oh, okay, we're gonna move in a little bit to our topics. We were talking about Billboard and Halloween songs, but since it is Halloween, and I gotta say this too. One of my favorite Halloween songs uh, that got airplay back in the day. I don't hear it too much on the radio, but I was listening to it just a few minutes ago. Was how many of y'all remember this? I can't play it because I'm gonna get a copyright strike. But "A Nightmare on My Street." Who remembers that? Now that's Michael Jackson's Thriller, but "A Nightmare on My Street" by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And that one was one of my favorite uh, songs of all time. One of my favorite Halloween songs. I used to hear it all the time as a kid on my way to school. When it was Halloween, they would be playing it on Q93. They certainly had it playing recently, earlier. It's still, and it's Will Smith, so y'all know it still slaps. But I never knew to this day. Some interesting stuff about it was that New Line Cinema were commissioning, looking for some hip hop artists to do a song with Freddy Krueger, and in referencing Nightmare on Elm Street. And what happened is that it was between the Fat Boys and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and somehow Fresh Prince's record label with Jive RCA, but the real name of it, and I have the lawsuit here, Zomba Enterprises Incorporated, Burst the Line Music Group, which was what part of Jive and where Will Smith produced his music and so forth. Him and Jazzy Jeff, they were also considered, and on their album, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, they had a song called "A Nightmare on My Street," and they were actually in new talks with New Line to release the song as a promotional single with the fourth entry into the Nightmare on Elm Street series, The Dream Master. And I didn't know to this day that until this day, a couple of weeks ago, I was reading a story about it. But did y'all know that Freddy Krueger had a large black audience? I always knew black people watch Nightmare on Elm Street, of course, but according to the reports and what I'm reading here, and y'all can check it out, there was a between people, teenagers between the age of people between the demographic between the ages of 15 and 24. They said New Line decided that because 40% of the Nightmare series audience was black, it would be giving something back to this audience by producing a rap music video. So the Fat Boys had their music video that they did, and the Fresh Prince had one. But because there was a fallout with Kevin Benson, who was New Line's director of licensing and director of music, as well as this gentleman by the name of, his name is Weiss. They don't give his first, Barry Weiss. He was the vice president of Jive Records, which is affiliated with Zomba. So usually you have these small little record labels that are affiliated with big record labels. That's how they get bought out, as what we see today. And just like with Interscope Records, got to work with Shady Aftermath and so forth. And remember when Dr. Dre was with Death Row and he broke off the form Aftermath, he had a distribution deal. So that's what that was. But uh, basically, they had a falling out over the licensing, and the negotiations fell through. And they stated that they did not want to do A Nightmare on My Street. They wanted nothing to do with it. And unfortunately for them, the song was still released. And fortunately for us, we still hear it, of course. If you watch the video, and I didn't even know they made a music video, but they made a music video where they put a disclaimer out saying it had nothing to do with Nightmare on Elm Street series. But everybody knows when you hear that motive, doo, 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 where that comes from. But they had to put the disclaimer up. But yeah, there's actually, and I can't show it because there's actually they'll put a copyright strike, but that is the video for the song that was released. I want to say just a few years ago. This had been hiding in the vault, and it was recently released. But you clearly know it was considered for inclusion for the movie, but the producer said no, and they went with the Fat Boys song because the Fat Boys had one with Freddy Krueger. But yeah, so that was I brought that up. That was just interesting. Ready for Freddy was the Are You Ready for Freddy was the Fat Boy song that was released. So yeah. Now speaking of which, that song, Nightmare on My Street, which I think is one of the top, was a great Halloween song. That is not even on this list that we are talking about tonight. So what we're talking about, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is Billboard magazine and how they have the top 20 Halloween songs of all time on the Hot 100. Now, that song is not on here, and it's clear. I don't, you know, those that don't know who Billboard magazine is, Billboard magazine is an entertainment magazine. Basically, it deals with music. They deal with music. They're the ones. Billboard is the ones basically that determines and tracks when a song, when an album is in the top 200, 100. If they're the ones that keep records of that. So that's how they chart everything. And it has a lot of juice. It's very influential. And they of course have their, Billboard Music Awards. That's one thing. They are on televisions and they have the magazines. And the magazine has been put in publishing, ladies and gentlemen, for I don't know if anybody knows this, for over 128 years. Founded by William Donaldson and James Hennigan. And they're published by Penske Media Corporation, which is an American digital media publishing and information service company based in Los Angeles and New York City. And it publishes more. Before we get to the chart, I'm just giving you background on who Billboard is. They publish more than 20 digital and print brands from, okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Variety, Rolling Stone. Do those things sound familiar? The Hollywood Reporter, The Deadline Hollywood, Women's Wear Daily, Boy Genius Report, Rob Report, Art Form, and Art News, and others. So they run Rolling Stone magazine. Now, we all know, because Rolling Stone has a very interesting relationship with Michael Jackson. In particular, we know who founded Rolling Stone magazine was this bigot, John Winter. And he got in trouble, if you recall, when he did that New York Times interview and said that he didn't know of any black artists that couldn't articulate at that level when it comes to rock and roll. And he also criticized women. So he got in trouble for that. So we have that tie in. And when we talk about Billboard, so as I'm talking about them, so you know who Billboard is, the person who wrote this article was a guy by the name of Joe Lynch. Now, I'm going to pull up some information on Joe Lynch too, but Joe Lynch wrote this article. He is the editor of Billboard. You see that? Joe Lynch, editor. And he has hit the top. We decided to round up the 20 biggest Halloween singles based on their Hot 100 chart achievements. And he says, no bones about it, the results might leave some people howling mad. Frightening as it may be to fans of the King of Pop, Michael Jackson's iconic Thriller doesn't actually make the top 20 of this list. Thriller peaked at number 4 in 1984 and spent 22 weeks on the chart. Although it's inarguably become a perennial staple, one as essential to the season as those holding Frankenstein's monster together, it doesn't quite make the list. So he's looking at, and he said it's based on their Hot 100 chart achievements. Now, Billboard's biggest Halloween songs ranking is based on a weekly performance on the Hot 100 through the October 14th, 2023 data charts and includes Halloween themed hits or songs with the seasonal word in its title spooky, devil, monster, witch. Songs are ranked on an inverse that this doesn't even make any damn sense. So they're stating that it's based on a Halloween theme or songs with a seasonal word. So spooky, devil, monster, witch. Now, Thriller, of course, doesn't have mentions of witches, but I do know for a fact, let's look at this and let's challenge it now. Demons closing in on every side. So they will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. Now, you can just look. Night Creatures Call, The Bridge, remember? So I can think of, and ghoul, and not to mention also, here's another problem with it. Ghouls, the word ghoul is mentioned in there. So to say that you say it's based on a weekly performance on the Hot 100 through the October 14th, 2023 data charts. So through the October 14th, 2023 data charts. Now, this article was written on 10/27/2023. Halloween hadn't even passed yet. The title doesn't even make sense if you're talking biggest Halloween songs of all time. How you're judging this makes absolutely no damn sense. Half these songs I haven't even heard of. Super Gremlin, Kodak Black, Creedence Clearwater, Bad Moon Rising. I don't know. You can go and look, but I don't know of the Bad Moon Rising of them mentioning werewolves. Or anything like that. So this list, he says, includes Halloween themed hits or songs. So far, you said within its title. So he says with a seasonal includes Halloween themed hits or songs with the seasonal word in its title. Black Magic Woman, Bad Moon Rising, Devil Woman, Spooky Demons, Dead and Gone. Okay. Now even this, Bobby Brown on Our Own. That's the title. That doesn't even have, I'm not gonna say it's not a Halloween song, but that was a New Jack Swing song. That was a New Jack Swing song. As much as I love it, it was Halloween, but not Halloween. I think that's the you got Psycho, Post Malone, Thriller had freaking Vincent Price. Here's another problem with it. Thriller had Vincent Price in it. And Vincent Price, as we all know, was a horror movie icon. He was in A House on Haunted Hill, The Fly, and others. He was associated with horror. He did the rap. Everybody knows when that song hits, when Thriller comes on, what it's about. Now, how this all came to my attention was through Michael Jackson's nephew, Taj Jackson. He had, and I followed, and Taj follows me, and he's been on the show. Shout out to him. Hoping he's having a good time with. Now, I got some news to report here, and this is how bad Billboard magazine is. This is reposted. Thriller is number one right now on the worldwide iTunes charts. You don't believe me? Here's the picture right here. Here it is right here. Thriller, number one, plus 23. On Amazon, Thriller, number one, best-selling songs. It's best-selling songs, best pop songs, and best R&B songs. When that music, let's also point out a couple of other things. So what I was saying is because Taj brought this to my attention. I saw it. He didn't reach out to me, but I follow him. So when I see stuff he posts, I take a look at it. And he wrote this. He said, just when I thought you couldn't sleep any lower, you leave Thriller, the Halloween anthem, off your list. How could you post this with a straight face? And your explanation why is trash too. And I don't know who this is. A Psychic J wrote, Taj, read it again. It's based on chart position on the Hot 100 when released. Thriller peaked at number 4 in 1984, not number one. It's not based on popularity now. Number of downloads or streaming. The article explained it, and not everything is an attack on your uncle's legacy. And Taj clapped back and said, I read it carefully the first time. There are a bunch of entries on the list that charted the same or worse than Thriller. Two songs on that list even peaked at number 6. And I know 4 is a higher chart position than 6. So your post is actually wrong. And yes, it's done purposefully. Right on. I haven't heard. I'll say this myself. I haven't heard even half the songs that are on there. Black Cat, yes, I remember. I know that Michael's sister Janet was on it, and I think that that was done on purpose. That's not a shot against Janet Jackson because she all respect and love to her, but I never saw that as a Halloween song. So I think they threw Janet in there, threw that in there, just so that they could say, well, we had Michael on here, so we had Janet on here, so you can't say, well, we're biased against the Jacksons. We're biased against Michael. They can't even say that. That's what they're trying. That's my interpretation of that. And I like it. And I like the song. That's not a shot on her. But no, I don't believe they did. I believe they did that on purpose to say it wasn't bias. How is 6 higher than 4? That doesn't even sound numerically right. What you're saying, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. I follow the Billboard. I'm in music. I follow that too. Number one has always been the top. Same thing with 2, number 3. I mean, when I look at the songs, let's even look at On Our Own, for instance. When that came out in '89 with Bobby Brown, it reached number 1. First of all, it wasn't on the Hot 100. Ghostbusters 2, that song, it peaked number 1 on the Hot Black Singles, R&B. That's what they called R&B charts. Then it peaked at number 2 for 3 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. So Bobby Brown's song, you can see it here. This is on Wikipedia. Never even reached number 1 on the Hot 100, but yet, according to Billboard, they have it at number 6. several of the songs that they have mentioned didn't go like when you look at Imagine Dragons, Demons, that didn't that reached number 6. So Thriller is much higher than that. Black Magic Woman, Santana, number 18, that peaked at number 4. And you could just think about it for a second. You couldn't even put Thriller, all other songs. There are songs on this list that peaked at number 6, number 4, and they couldn't even peak Thriller at to be in that top 10 list. You got to be out of your mind. Top 20 list. You got to have an IQ of 40 or less to think that that wasn't a shot at Michael Jackson. I can clearly tell that it was. My opinion. Yes. And speaking of opinions, people will say, well, Gavin, it's Billboard. He has a right to his opinion. This writer has a right to his opinion to write what he thinks is the top. Yes and no. Yes, he is entitled to his opinion. Yes, he has a right to say what he wants. He has a right to voice what he likes and dislikes. I get that. But you also have to remember you are the editor in chief of a highly popular music magazine. You've been there. This is his LinkedIn profile, by the way. That's Joe Lynch. Billboard. He's been there for 9 years, 5 months. Senior editor since July of 2014. Executive digital director at East Coast at Billboard. Full time. So he is the senior editor of Billboard. He started out as a staff writer for Yahoo Entertainment Weekly and a freelance writer for New York Magazine. So he's been in the business for a while. He's no dummy. I don't take him to be stupid. But because I know what they are doing, and they try to distance themselves from Michael Jackson. They have thrown shade at Michael Jackson. Remember when they called Harry Styles the king of pop? Y'all remember when they had him as the king of pop? They put him as is he the new king of pop? On the cover of Vogue magazine. This fruit booty in a Gucci jacket and a dress. They put as the new king of pop. Michael Jackson, and I'm young, old enough to remember. Then this was the Rolling Stones that did that. Rolling Stone magazine, UK. Michael Jackson could get people to faint just by looking at him. So where did they get this from? Who are these fools that write this stuff? The point of all of this and why I wanted to talk about it is because, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot let anybody disrespect and disregard our icons. And while they may say it's under the guise of their opinion, yeah, he has a right to his opinion, but guess what? So do others. And those who those who know speak out and say, without a doubt, that Michael Jackson is the greatest of all time. Every knee shall bend and every tongue confess that thou art the greatest of all time. There has never been and never will be anybody of the caliber of Michael Jackson. Anytime a man can just pop out of a stage without saying a word and elicit the reaction of the crowd and have people fainting, there's nobody like that. I can't play the video because of the copyrights, but just go look on YouTube and you can see how his fans would just pass out, how they had to have uh, ambulance and EMTs out there in tents when Michael Jackson was on stage. People would lose their minds. Grown men crying. Look at this. I mean, look at this. Just standing still. That was Michael. Michael Jackson, somebody wrote this on Taj's page. He said, Michael MJ has Halloween on lock like Mariah got Christmas. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Billboard. I've talked about this. Billboard, Rolling Stone, all of those magazine companies. You got to realize they are tied with corporate interests. They're biased. You already saw that the media company that owns Billboard magazine also owns Rolling Stone and a few other entertainment publications. So it's not a surprise that their reporting appears to be biased because it is. That's what it boils down to. I can't wait. Yeah, majority of them aren't even Halloween songs. Somebody's watching me, which they had on there. Michael was on that track. That song, which was made by Rockwell in 80, I want to say 84, 85. That's another one of my favorites, by the way. The reason the song was a hit simply was because Michael Jackson's backgrounds were on that. When I was in Maiden 84, Rockwell was the son of Berry Gordy, and he and Michael Jackson grew up together. So Michael said he wouldn't mind doing the background vocals for him. And that's when the song became a hit. So we can't let these fools like Joe Lynch, and actually, I got his email address. I'm gonna write an email to him. Answer is no. I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not big on Taylor Swift. No, I think she's good, but I'm not big on Taylor Swift. But Joe Lynch, I got his email address. I'm gonna shoot an email. I'm gonna ask, what were you thinking? And I'm not. It's not me being mean. I'm not gonna lose my shit over because he's entitled to his opinion. But what are y'all thinking when y'all? Why is you? What is the bias at Billboard with Michael Jackson, the man responsible for putting MTV on the map when MTV had a color barrier when it came to music videos? No, Michael has that title. But yeah, he's the king of music. But yeah, these old these old publications are no longer reputable. Yeah, they have no value. It's just like Ebony magazine. Look what they did with Bill Cosby, and they had the shattered image, Bill versus Cliff. They have no credibility anymore. Nicole, I this is my gift, by the way. This is how I started for everybody on Facebook. Happy Halloween, Shimon family. So that's Halloween. And that music video, let's not forget, also won 4 MTV Video Music Beauty Awards for Best Choreography. Especially, it's considered, not to mention also, it's considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, music video of all time. It is the only music video that is in the Library of Congress. And it was this music video which is released 40 years ago. The Thriller music video was released 40 years ago, and it was a tribute to horror films and a Horde of the Undead. 13-minute short film that's in the National Film Library Film Registry. Every year, they're doing a thriller participation for everybody. It was selected as the greatest video of all time, saying it was a no-brainer. And that quote, here it is, a quote from Vinnie Marino of ABC News. He says that the video selection as the greatest video of all time was a no-brainer, and that it continues to be considered the greatest video ever by just about everyone. Gia Kaufman of MTV described the video as iconic and felt it was one of Jackson's most enduring legacies. He said it was the mini movie that revolutionized music videos and cemented Jackson's status as one of the most ambitious, innovative pop stars of all time. So you have VH1, MTV, and Time ranking at number one. I would also add BET also had its top uh, 100 videos of all time, and it was also ranked number one. They make no mention of it here, but yeah, it was. So, and it changed barriers. It broke barriers. It changed the way music videos could be made. It was a turning point when music videos became a pop proper industry. Yes, because this video, I think, was made. The music video was made for $500,000. That was the budget. At box office, it made an estimated $27 million, which would be the equivalent of 76 million in 2021. Eddie Murphy, when Thriller was released back on November 14th, 1983, it was a list of celebrities, including Diana Ross, Warren Beatty, Prince, and Eddie Murphy, were in attendance at the Crest Theater in Los Angeles. And they requested this film got a standing ovation, and Murphy insisted they play it again. And when it debuted on MTV on December 2nd, 1983, they aired it alongside the documentary Making Michael Jackson's Thriller, and recorded audience figures 10 times the norm. So MTV advertised when they would next play it and recorded audience figures 10 times the norm. Showtime aired the video 6 times in February. Within months, the documentary sold 1 million copies, making it the best selling video release at that point. So he was even selling VHS before VHS was popular. The sales of the Thriller album doubled, which sold 1 million copies a week following the video debut and became the best selling album of all time. 1984, at the MTV Video Music Awards, Thriller won the awards for Viewer's Choice, Best Overall Performance, and Best Choreography, and was nominated for the Best Concept Video, Best Male Video, and Video of the Year. According to Landis, John Landis, he said the response was a surprise to everyone but Michael. And that's because Michael Jackson envisioned and knew he wanted to sell, he could sell 50 million albums from this one album, that he could sell 60, that he sold 100. That is why he is the king of pop, undisputed. Family, I was not going to be too long with this one. It's still Halloween. I got some stuff to do, but I wanted to come out here and fight because we can't let anybody attack our icons and heroes. We have to come forward. We have to spring out when they attack our heroes, especially when they come with bullshit like this, because we can't let them do that. You stand for something or you lay down for anything. It doesn't work. Mike is an icon. So is Bill Cosby, Kobe Bryant, uh, Jim Brown, those guys, and Muhammad Ali. And we can't take anything away from their legacy. So that's why I wanted to come out and do that. So, and we also need to have our own publications. And if we're going to have our own publications and TV shows, we want to create our own medium, then we have to support each other. And we can't stand by and stay around when they disrespect us. So, um, you got to throw money at it. You got to support. If you don't have money, unfortunately, things don't go anywhere. So you got to do it. But anyway, family, we're going to wrap it up. I wasn't going to be long with this one. Shout out to Cece. Shout out to Danielle Meyer. I know she's probably grateful I'm getting off because she's getting sleepy. But 23423. Shout out to y'all. Cece, yeah, we represent it. Now, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to drop something in the Cash App, the PayPal or Zelle, you may do so. If you think I'm worth my time, then pay me for my time. But we doing this for Michael Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. He is the undisputed king of pop and the king of Halloween. So, shamo. All right, be one, be safe, and be blessed, guys. I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all, be. I'll see y'all in the next one. Uh, Love you, Danielle. All right, y'all take it easy. Be one, be safe, be blessed. I'll holla. I'll be back Thursday with Sean, all right? And we might even talk about this. I'm sure Sean has something interesting to say about it, okay? All right. Peace, family.